Alright, in this video we are going to learn about this divide by 2 bit. So, you guys are pretty used to, if you see 1/2, you're like, okay, cool, fractions, I got this, I know what 1/2 is. But then all of a sudden, you start to add letters into math and everybody kind of falls apart. The goal of this video is you don't have to fall apart, and I'm going to show you what it's really like. And really what it's like is a pretty simple thing. Essentially, you can think of it like this. You have a divided by 2, and really what you can do is just sort of drag this out, and all of a sudden, it's like 1/2 times a, right? It just becomes a 1/2, and the 1/2 is super recognizable, it's familiar, and all you have is just like a 1/2 times an a. So, those two things mean exactly the same thing. This is exactly the same as that. Cool? So, using that mindset, 1/2 is the same as divided by 2. We're going to try some stuff. 1/3 is probably the same as, what do you think you tell me? It is the same as divided by 3. So if you see 1/3 a, right? Now we know if you're dividing by 3, how do you undo divided by 3? You tell me. Alright, we multiply by 3 in order to undo that. So in this case, you got your little shrink ray and it got shrunk down, okay? So 1/3 times a. And in order to get rid of that 1/3, which is the same as divide by 3, we are going to multiply by 3. Right? So, if you have 1/2, you get rid of that by multiplying by 2. 1/3, you multiply by 3. Why? Because 1/3 is the same as divided by 3. 1/2 is the same as divided by 2. Alright, let's add this into an actual equation and see what happens live real time, because what are we doing in this sequence? We're doing equations. Alright, we have 1/4 of a. Well, what happens here? 1/4 is the same as what? You tell me. It is the same as divided by 4. So, if it's the same as divided by 4, then what do you have to do to both sides in order to get rid of or undo that 1/4? You have to divide by 4. There you go. So, remember, we're always trying to get that a by itself. We're undoing whatever was done to it. It was divided by 4. That's what this says. Now we're going to multiply by 4 to get back to that original a. And we have to do it to both sides because of that equal sign. You guys know this. You're professionals. Okay, let's do another one. 1/7 times b. Right? You've done stuff before that looked like b over 7. This is the same exact thing. 1/7 is the same as, you tell me, it's the same as divided by 7. So, what are we going to do to both sides of this equation? You tell me. We are going to multiply both sides by 7 in order to get rid of that 1/7 and get the b back by itself in order to undo what was done. That's what we're doing over here. Okay, this is super awesome. You guys are going to totally crush it. Ready, set, go.